Balochistan, Pakistan's largest yet most neglected province, remains a region scarred by enforced disappearances, military crackdowns, and decades of resource exploitation. As Islamabad celebrates its first shipment of critical minerals to the United States, Baloch voices continue to warn that province's people remain excluded, unheard, and under siege. In this week's episode of Newsweek South Asia, we speak to Baloch leader Mehran Marri to understand the ground reality, the human rights crisis, and what these new geopolitical and economic shifts mean for the Baloch struggle. Hello, sir. Welcome to the show. So my first question is, there are repeated cases of enforced disappearances, extrajudicial killings, and arbitrary detentions in Balochistan. How would you assess the current human rights situation in the province?
The current situation is very grim, as it has been in the recent past. I think genocide is at full escalation. Ethnic cleansing has been order of the day. Crimes against humanity are committed in Balochistan by the NAPAK army and its intelligence agencies on a daily basis. I mean, now is a new trend of transnational aggression as well. As you can see, they have no respect for any boundaries or borders. In India, they commit atrocities. In Afghanistan, they're committing atrocities, and they're targeting Baloch refugees in Afghanistan now. I call it transnational aggression, and that's what it is.
Military operations are often justified as measures to counter insurgency, yet many believe they have also curtailed political space and civil rights. How do you view the way these operations are being conducted on the ground?
Actual reality on the ground is the Baloch people are struggling and striving for the restoration of their sovereignty, territorial integrity, and their basic human dignity and human rights. If Pakistan or NAPAK establishment of the army can label it something else and maneuver their narrative in a way that it simplifies our struggle, then we are not responsible for that, and think the world should not really heed any notice to Pakistani claims.
Pakistan has sent its first ever shipment of rare earth and critical minerals to the US. But given the history of exploitation and neglect of Balochistan's natural resources, do you believe this new deal will benefit the local population in any way?
Absolutely not. Since the occupation of Balochistan, the exploitation of resources is first and foremost priority of the NAPAK army and the establishment. They don't, of course, they need the landmass of Balochistan, they need the ports and everything else, but the looting of resources is their primary objective.
While Islamabad profits from Balochistan's rich mineral resources, the province remains one of the poorest. How do you view this contrast in the context of human rights and economic justice?
Now, Pakistan has thrived and flourished over the 70, 80 years of its existence because of the occupation of Balochistan, Kashmir, Sindh, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and at many times because of their meddling in Afghanistan. So it is a rogue cancer in the region which profits from other people's miseries, and it steals. It's a blatant usurper and thief of the region. They will try their utmost to maintain this occupation at any cost, because they do realize once we became independent and we regain our sovereignty, nobody will even look at Pakistan.
Over the years, many Baloch activists, students, and journalists have fled Pakistan seeking asylum abroad. What does this trend suggest about the prevailing environment in the province?
There is no lawful struggle in Balochistan for the rights of the Baloch people. Not the whole 40, 50 million people can run away from the country. We live in an open air prison. We live in a garrison under curfew. We live in dire situations at the hands of the NAPAK army. People leave the country not primarily only to save their skin, but many people, as you realize, activists leave the country in order to highlight the situation in Balochistan, the grim conditions where the Baloch people live in.
Thank you so much for giving us your time, sir.
Thank you very much.